Hello guys, welcome to the Python data visualization video series. In this video, we are going to talk about a stacked bar chart. A stacked bar chart is a chart that uses bars to show comparisons between categories of data. Mostly, stacked bars are broken down into parts of a whole. Each bar is divided into a number of sub-bars stacked end to end, one corresponding to a level of second categorical variable. And then we have to know that the bars can be plotted either vertically or horizontally. So in the next slide, we see an example of a stacked bar comparing that is sales and profit for the different months for a company. We can also have a horizontal stacked bar as seen in this slide also. So what are we going to learn? By the end of this video, you will be able to create a stacked bar chart. You will also be able to customize your bar to suit whatever specifications that you want. And thirdly, and most importantly, we'll be learn data manipulation with Pandas. We are also going to learn time series or date functionality in the Pandas data frame. And then one of the most interesting part of the video that you definitely have to stick to it, we are going to do a problem of the day. And then in this problem, we are going to solve a real data set problem. Most of times we encounter problems in solving this data. So we are going to learn how to solve this real data set. You can also try at home. It's going to be interactive. Leave a comment in the video. So let's jump straight on to our Jupyter notebook. So I've already opened the Jupyter notebook. So first of all, let's import our libraries. So I'm going to import pandas as pd, and then I'm going to import matplot library, dot pyplot plt, and then I want to do an inline. So inline. So we've imported all our libraries. I can just run this. In the next line of code, I want to import our data set. So let's import our data set. I want to assign a variable to our data set. I'll call it data, and then I'll read the data. It's a CSV file. I'll read the data. The data is data new .csv. So when we run this, and then I want to visualize what we have in the data. So this is our data. We have our order IDs. We have the month and the regions that we made some sales. This is sales data of a company. We have the product category and the sales they made and the profit as well. So first of all, we can visualize, for example, the first 5 rows. So by default, when we want to visualize the head of the data, it gives us the first 5 rows. And then check out the index because the index starts from 0 as well. And then we can check out the data types of this data frame. And then, so this gives us that we have total, we have 6 columns, as you can see. And then this is data types, our order IDs. In this case, is taken in as an object. We have our month, our regions, the product category for each data type, the sales and the profit as integer. You can see as that. So let's begin with our data plotting. We're going to plot a stack bar. And what is our problem? We want to plot the sales and profit by month. So I'll mark this down. So we are going to plot, the problem is to plot the sales and the profit by the months. So we want to see the different months, for example, January, February, and then we want to compare the sales and the profits in a stacked bar. So we begin by writing. So first of all, we quote our data because we have assigned a variable to this data. This is our data, and then I'm going to plot this data. In this data, I'm going to assign my x and the y variables. My x is going to be my month, and then the y, which is the vertical values. I want to see my sales and the profit. So we are taking in two y values or two data values. So how are we going to pass this into this variable y? So we have to create a list. So to create a list, we have to create a list and pass this to in this list so that we can visualize this. So I'll make a list, and in this list, I'm going to quote the sales as well as the profit. So we have our data, that's our y values, and then I want to specify that this plot is going to be a bar. Let's insert this a bar, and then I want to say that stacked is true. I want to make this a stacked bar. I can specify the color of the bars. There are two bars, that is the sales and profit. So I can specify two values or two colors. So my first color, I want to make it purple, and then the second one, I can use an RGB or hex values, and then my hex value is, you can just use any color that you want. So I want to use this nice color as well, so I have to put my hex value. So when I run this, yeah, this gives me an error. Why? Because we have to put this in brackets. So I'll cut this. That's my colors. You just have to paste them here. And then when I run this, I get this beautiful stacked bar chart. So as we can see, the axes are vertically inclined, so we can fix that. And then let's fix our labels and titles as well. So we can just add our labels and titles. So let's fix the axis. I'll set the rotation of the axis to 0. And then I'm going to fix my labels. That's my X and Y labels. And then you can give whatever name that you want. So in this case, we plotted the month against the sales and profit. So I'm going to name it my Y value, or my X value is going to be the month, and then my Y value is going to be sales and profit. So we can just copy. Let me just copy this. Paste here. Now change this to Y. Let me name this sales profit. Let's add a title to our chart. So my title, I'm going to call it sales and profits by month, or by month, yeah. And then I'm going to add also, let's add a legend. So when we run this, yes, so let's fix this error. So these are some of the things you have to check out when you are coding in Python. You have to check your spellings, all that. So and your brackets. So we fix it. So as you can see, my axes are now fixed now. I also have my Y value or my Y label, that's the sales and profit, and also I have my title. So we have plotted the sales and profit by month. So how do we then plot a bar, horizontal stacked bar? So in that case, let me write horizontal stacked bar. And let me comment this out. I'll make it, then I run. So this is going to be the same. I'll just copy this. We are just going to change one thing. In that case, we specified here the kind of bar. We said the kind is what bar. So in this case, by default, if you don't specify the type of the bar, it by default it says it's a vertical bar, stacked bar. But in this case, we want a horizontal stacked bar, so we just add an H, that's the bar H. And then when I run this again, you can see that I now have a horizontal stacked bar. I can also add my grid lines, so I can say that plot dot grade, and then I'll say plot dot grade is equal to true. And when I run this, you see that I have my grid lines as well. So basically, that's all about this vertical stack bar. So if you understand the basics, then we can move on to the advanced section where we are going to solve the problem of the day, which we are going to learn a lot about this. So we move to the second part of the video. So check the second part of the video is going to be in the link below. Check it and then watch that as well, because that is when we are going to solve real world data science problem, and then you have to learn all these skills and then upgrade your skills as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and then hit the like button. Take care. Bye.